The snowstorm roared like an angry sea, wind slashing through the night. Through the blinding flurries, a small figure stumbled, a little girl, clutching a worn-out teddy bear, her pink coat soaked and torn. Her lips trembled as she whispered through chattering teeth, "She dragged me out, and left me here." Moments later, a car screeched to a halt nearby. A man stepped out, confusion in his eyes and disbelief in his voice. "Oh my God, what happened to you?" What followed next was something no one could have imagined. Welcome to Timeless Voices, where real emotions meet unforgettable stories. If you believe every act of kindness can change a life, stay with us till the end of this story. The city of Brooksville was buried under the harshest winter storm it had seen in years. Most people had locked themselves inside their warm homes, the streets nearly empty, except for a man named Ethan Ward, a 34-year-old corporate lawyer who had just finished one of the hardest days of his life. He had lost a major case, one that could have saved a struggling family from eviction. For once, his logical mind was tired of rules and reason. He drove aimlessly through the snow, his mind frozen in guilt and regret. But fate had something far greater planned. As his car rolled down the quiet lane near a small diner, his headlights caught sight of someone. A tiny figure standing in the snow. He hit the brakes. It was a little girl, maybe 5 or 6, wearing a pink coat, hugging a teddy bear to her chest. Her hair was messy, her cheeks red from the biting cold, and tears glistened on her face. Ethan rushed out, his shoes sinking into the snow. "Hey, are you okay? Where's your mom?" The girl looked up, her voice barely a whisper. She dragged me out and left me here. Please help me, sir." Ethan froze. For a second, he thought he misheard. "Left you here? What do you mean?" The girl sobbed harder, clutching her teddy bear tighter. She was angry. She said, "I ruined everything. I don't know why." The man's heart twisted. He looked around. No one. Just the storm, the cold, and this helpless child. He quickly took off his coat and wrapped it around her. "Come on, let's get you somewhere warm." They ran to the small diner nearby, its neon open sign flickering weakly. Inside, the warmth hit like sunlight after a storm. The waitress, Martha, gasped as she saw them. "Oh my heavens, Ethan. What happened?" "I found her outside, alone. Says her mother left her," he replied, holding the trembling child closer. Martha hurried to bring a blanket and a cup of hot chocolate. "What's your name, sweetheart?" she asked softly. The girl sniffled. "My name is Lily." "Okay, Lily," Ethan said gently. "Do you know where your mom went?" Lily shook her head. "She was crying in the car, then she yelled at me and said she couldn't do this anymore. Then she told me to get out." Ethan's jaw tightened. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. Martha whispered, "We should call the police." But as she reached for the phone, Lily panicked. "No, please don't. Mommy said if anyone found me, she'd be in trouble. Please don't let them take her." Her small voice broke into sobs. Ethan knelt in front of her. "Hey, listen to me. You're safe now, okay? No one's going to hurt you. But we have to make sure you're warm and safe first." He wrapped her in another blanket and sat beside her as she drank the hot chocolate. Her hands were shaking so much that he gently held the cup for her. Something about this little girl, the fear in her eyes, the trust she was forcing herself to give, it stirred something deep inside Ethan. He had grown up in an orphanage. Abandoned at age 7, he knew what being left behind felt like. The police were eventually called. Despite Lily's fears, Officer Daniels arrived, an old friend of Ethan's. "She's lucky you found her," Daniels said, glancing at Lily. "We'll try to locate her mother." Ethan frowned. "She can't stay in the system. Not again. You know how it works," Daniels said quietly. "Until we find her mom, she'll be taken to a temporary shelter." Lily heard that, and her face crumbled. "Please, don't take me away. I'll be good, I promise." Ethan's heart shattered. He looked at the officer. "Let her stay with me tonight. Just one night." Until we find her mother. Daniel sighed but nodded. You always had a soft spot, Ethan. All right, but keep your phone on. That night, Ethan brought Lily home. He made her a small bed on the couch, gave her one of his old sweaters, and sat nearby as she drifted to sleep holding her teddy bear. Before closing her eyes, she whispered, "Thank you for not leaving me too." Ethan turned away, eyes moist. "Never, kid, never." The next morning, sunlight poured through the windows, but the storm inside Ethan's heart hadn't cleared. He made pancakes, and Lily giggled for the first time as she helped him pour syrup. It was a sound he didn't realize he missed. When Officer Daniels called, Ethan's hands trembled as he picked up. "We found the mother," Daniels said. "She's at St. Mary's Hospital. She attempted to harm herself last night. She left a note mentioning she wasn't capable of taking care of her child." Ethan's throat tightened. "She's alive, yes, but in critical care. Social services will take Lily today." Ethan looked across the table. Lily was drawing with crayons he'd given her. She had drawn him and herself holding hands under a bright yellow sun. He couldn't do it. He couldn't let her go back into a system that would forget her. At the station later that day, Ethan met a social worker named Clara. "Mr. Ward," she said gently, "Lily's mother will need long-term treatment. The child will be placed under state care." Ethan's voice cracked. "Can I apply for temporary guardianship?" Clara looked surprised. "You're not family." "No, but I was once a child just like her. And I know what happens to kids like us when no one fights for them." There was silence. Lily clung to Ethan's arm, whispering, "Please don't let them take me." After hours of paperwork and emotional pleas, Clara finally agreed to a temporary custody arrangement. Ethan drove Lily home, this time not as a stranger, but as someone she could finally call home. Spring came. The snow melted, flowers bloomed, and the laughter in Ethan's house grew louder every day. Lily had started school, and Ethan learned how to make her favorite pancakes without burning them. Their bond had turned from accidental to unbreakable. One afternoon, a letter arrived, from St. Mary's Hospital. It was from Lily's mother. With trembling hands, Ethan opened it. The words inside were heartbreaking yet full of gratitude. "Dear Ethan, I don't know who you are, but I owe you everything. I was drowning in my own pain. I made the worst mistake any mother could make. But knowing my little girl is safe with someone kind gives me hope to fight for my life again. If God allows, one day I'll thank you in person. Until then, please tell her, Mommy loves her." Tears fell freely as Ethan finished reading. He didn't know what destiny had in store, but he knew he would never let Lily feel abandoned again. That night, as Lily fell asleep, she whispered softly, "Ethan, do you think Mommy will come back one day?" He brushed her hair gently. "Maybe, sweetheart, but until then, you're home. You're safe." Sometimes, life brings people together not by blood, but by heart. The ones who save us don't always wear capes. Sometimes, they just stop their car on a snowy road and choose to care. Lily was left in the cold that night, but she found warmth in a stranger's heart, and that changed both their lives forever. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Timeless Voices for more emotional, inspiring stories that remind us, humanity still exists, even in the coldest of nights.